Hello, good morning, welcome. Welcome here. Thank you for being here in this space. It's another glorious day, beautiful, wonderful day to be alive and to be fully awake and aware and alert. Especially being awake and aware and alert to our essential, true, authentic, original self. Today I would like to invite us into an awareness of the inner landscape. We're so inundated by external information, and so much is happening in the world, and we pay so much attention to what's happening outside, and a lot of times we don't pay near as much attention to what's happening inside. So today I would like to invite us into the inner land rather than the outer land, to really focus on the inner landscape. And on the inside, we're going to create, build, at least I'm going to help you to begin to build purposeful boundaries. When you make up healthy boundaries rather than the heavy walls that can occur as the result of trauma, when you create healthy boundaries for yourself, then the things that used to hurt you in the past tend to not be able to reach you anymore. And you don't build walls toward people or circumstances or situations, because the walls that you've constructed to keep those other yucky energies out tend to be walls of incarceration for you. There is a time to build healthy, energetic boundaries, though, around certain parts of your being, to keep yourself at peace and in stillness. So this is a bit of an exercise. We're going to go in deep, because these kind of boundaries, these energetic boundaries, they are essential to a life of peace and stillness. Vitally important. So let's begin. As we always do, we're going to begin with our focus on the breath, and today we're going to go deep, deep. As you're beginning to settle in, either seated or lying down, I invite you to adjust yourself until you feel comfortable. Make sure you're in a quiet space for the next 20-30 minutes. Let's be together in this space, and together really fortify in the most beautiful and loving way our inner land, the landscape of our inner being. So if you will, gently close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. Or hold your eyes at a soft gaze. We're going to take in 5 deep breaths to really oxygenate the body and really all of its systems. We're going to receive those breaths in through the nose about 3 or 4 seconds. And then notice the turnaround of the breath as you breathe out. And breathe out with a sigh, if you will, a verbal sigh, preparing for that first deep breath together. Breathe in. And exhale. And preparing for that second breath. Breathe in. exhale. And getting ready for that third breath together. Breathe in. And exhale. And now feeling the body as it's oxygenating and all of the cells are being ignited with powerful and magical breath. Preparing for that fourth breath together. Breathe in. And exhale. Feeling completely relaxed now. Preparing for that fifth breath together. This time really deeply opening up the abdomen, expanding as you breathe in. Pulling the navel back toward the spine, contracting as you breathe out. Preparing for that fifth breath together. Breathe in. And exhale. Excellent. Now allowing the body to return to its regular breathing practice as you feel the weight of your body and how it presses down. Make sure that your spine is completely straight and that your posture exudes that you're confident. Increasing the focus inwardly. As you now breathe easily and gently, allow yourself to feel safe, relaxed. My voice guiding you is like a beacon of light through the darkness. With the eyes gently closed, the body relaxed. Imagine, if you will, that you're deep within and the guidance of the voice you hear is starting to light up the darkness there. And as the sun rises, you see that you're standing in a beautiful, soft, lush green field. And there's a small house that you've built by hand in the middle of that field. And this house represents you and all of the work that you've put into yourself. And now the grass represents the world outside of you. And you decide that it would be good to plant some trees, some shrubs, so that these plants will sort of aid in protecting you from harm. And at the same time, they're a benefit to the world. For example, a raspberry bush is very spiky and dense. And yet it gives beauty and a bounty of fruits for us to enjoy and to be nourished by. If you plant several in a row, they will protect you as well as a tall electric fence would. But this plant also gives. It serves two purposes. To protect and to nourish. When you plant tall trees, they protect you from harsh winds if they're placed in a way that is good through all of the seasons. Tall trees, they don't just offer protection, but they supply oxygen. Therefore, they are giving while also protecting. Looking at this little house that is you in the midst of this field, you see that the trees also serve many purposes here. You look at these beautiful life forces that you are planting on your land, and you notice that they need water. So they will need a water source. Imagine, if you will, that you find the lowest lying area and you begin digging down and around, making the shape of a small pond. As you step back from the circle of dirt you've created, you know that just a few heavy rains need to pour down, and the space that you provided will fill and turn into a natural source of water. But as you're working on your inner landscape, you remember that this pond serves many purposes on your land. It not only provides water for the trees, it provides water for the wildlife. And it also gives you somewhere to go to meditate and to reflect on the good things in your life. On the good things that you bring to this life for yourself and others. And now, closer to your house, you see you probably need some vegetables and fruits. So you create a garden that is easy for you to access. And you put that garden close to the water because it also needs water to survive. And in this garden, you plant all kinds of fruits and vegetables that you like and you need. And you realize that in this space, you are really building your inner habitation. And just the way you want it to be. Your own inner paradise. And you know that as you plant these seeds, the trees and the shrubberies, they provide protection, but they also nurture. Your garden flourishes and provides. And all this garden needs from you is to be tended by you. And you realize that what is happening inside of you is always more important than what is happening outside of you. You recognize in this moment this beautiful sanctuary within. It is yours. It is yours to take care of, to love. It is your peaceful piece of paradise. So standing in this space, now you look around and you see that you want an orchard. I mean, why not? You have the pond and you have the garden and you have the raspberry bushes and the tall trees. So you strategically plant apple trees and other types of fruiting trees. Right next to the protected area by the big tall trees and a little closer to the pond so that they can drink of this natural water source. And you imagine that this orchard supplies you with the most delicious apples you've ever tasted. And all of those nutrients are off the charts. And you notice a breeze that blows through these tall trees, and they almost dance. And you hear the sound of the breeze. And you feel this sense of joy. And you realize that these trees represent joy, and the raspberry trees represent love, because love both protects and nurtures. And the water represents peace. So you are protected by love, joy, and peace. And all of the apples on these apple trees represent all of the positive thoughts, the thoughts that build you up. When you look around your plot of inner land and you feel safe and you feel peaceful and you even feel proud. This is your inner landscape that you have built. Not only do these plants and trees protect you and your inner home, they also give to you community, yumminess, nutrition for the soul. And you realize in this moment that it's important to consistently come back here and work the garden within you. To really nurture the inner garden. At times, removing the weeds of self-doubt. Watering the orchard and the garden with the water of life-giving energy, the life-affirming energy. And so you determine right here, right now, that you're going to make sure to work on the garden within you, that you'll put up the proper boundaries. That you know if you plant well with love and with care, that you will experience protection and safety as well as nutrition. And you realize as you look at your inner landscape, you're proud of the orchard and the garden and the pond and the tall trees and the raspberry bushes right around the front porch, that you are protected and you are allowed to lead a happy and fulfilling life. Then you know that at any point in time, as you look at that inner house that you have built, you can make any necessary changes you want to. It's your inner sanctuary. You can decorate it however you want. And by the way, you are an excellent builder. You are an excellent gardener. Allow yourself for a few moments to simply, right here and now, feel safe. As you sit on the front porch of your inner temple, and you look out at the landscape of the tall trees, these raspberry bushes, the garden, the orchard, the pond. You even see birds flying over to drink from the pond, and you look at it and realize this is the house and the landscape that love builds. I'm going to lead us into a series of a couple of deep breaths, and we're going to breathe in as we begin to bring this time together to conclusion. And we sit in gratitude that we know that we can build healthy boundaries for our life and not build up massive walls that will only incarcerate us and make us feel claustrophobic. We can have this wonderful, beautiful, spacious, wide open expanse, and yet and still be protected and nurtured. Preparing for a deep breath in through the nose, about 4 or 5 seconds. Hold it at the top Notice the turnaround and release that breath out through the mouth. Preparing now for that deep breath. Breathe in. And exhale. Beautiful. Beautiful. And how about another deep breath as we begin to come back fully into the space where we're seated or lying down. Breathe in. And exhale. Then now beginning to wiggle your toes and your fingers, and once again feel the surface beneath you, whether you are seated and lying down, coming back here into this space. You can begin to stretch if you'd like and rub those hands together gently. Maybe place those hands over your eyes. Open those eyes behind those hands. What a beautiful day. As we go out into the world around us, we go out excited, living in love, joy, and peace. And we say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Then drop those hands to your lap. Good job today. Maybe bring those hands together in the praying hands position, either toward the heart or toward the, what I call the primary eye. It's called the third eye, traditionally. And I say to you, Namaste, Namaskar, Amrita, Aho, Om, Ashe. Love and mercy, peace and grace, truth and tranquility, serenity, peace, compassion, courage and confidence, bliss, ecstasy, radical oneness, radical love, radical grace. And so it is. Now go and make it a great day, just because you can.